40 got a little drunker than me.
Yeah. How was that versus with you and E40, man? That's legendary.
Well, that took place during like the Christmas holidays, during the Christmas season. I think it was right before Christmas, and it was we got drunk during the verses. It wasn't the later format where you would have an audience.
Yeah.
So at first it was just niggas on the phone on IG Live.
Right.
Yeah. So then Snoop and DMX did it together in the same room, which kind of was a little awkward because he was like, these niggas supposed to be battling.
Right.
But they was kind of like doing each other's ad libs and shit, and it was kind of cool. Yeah. So when they got at me, I was like, because my catalog is crazy, and my self, just kind of like, congratulating myself, is
self love. It's called self love.
Yeah, it's just so high that I don't have no reason to take Too Short somewhere and prove it. I'm like, correct. I ain't proving shit. Like, I'm not putting that, and I'm like, nigga, it's not fear, it's not nothing. Like, I'm just not going to battle rap anybody. I'm not finna argue about legacy. I'm not, none of that shit. It is what it is. So they got at me. I'm like, hell no. I talked to E40 about verses before we even did it. I'm like, would you ever do verses? You're like, man, I doubt it. I'm like, I know I would never do it. And then they got at it, and it was Swiss Beats and Timberland. And then as they came in hot. Like, no wasn't even gonna be. Like they just came in hot. Like, we gonna make this shit happen. So I'm like, I'm not saying no, but I'm like, nigga, I'm not doing that format y'all got. Right. I'm like, so when it's like, well, what you want to do? I'm like, well, let's do a celebration. What does that look like? I'm like, I don't know, but me and 40's real good friends, and we just all sat down and hammered it out. Me, Swiss, 40, Larry Jackson. We just sat there and came up with the idea, like, okay, well, fuck it, it'll be verses, but we gonna not be battling each other. Yeah. So we kind of, if you ever really looked at it, 40 got a little drunker than me. So I was just right there. I was perking just enough to where I still could not I wouldn't let it get out of control. So I kept bringing us back to a purpose, a subject, and I was just guiding it along a little way to make it a journey. I wanted it to be, I wanted you to go down memory road. Yeah. So that's what it ended up being. It was good. The craziest shit about that day was neither one of us knew what we really were gonna do, and that nigga was in super high comedy mode. And we're trying to do verses, so we gotta go back and forth. But every time he finished, he do something so funny that I can't even do my thing because I'm really from the gut laughing. And I'm like, nigga, you be drunk, you put a little extra on everything. So I was having a hard time like starting off the songs because I'm fucking laughing and shit. And it was a good time though, man.
The Laboratory.